Hey, I think that we're pretty good. All right, everybody. How about now? You good? Everybody? Sweet. Love to see the thumbs up. Okay, as I was saying, it's an honor to be here with you all today. As you notice, we don't have any slides because it's the tech class today. So we're talking about technology and technology's impact. But before we do that, I wanted to go back to what we ended on before break. So we talked about the importance of slowing down. Does anyone have an experience over break, or even maybe this morning when you had a little bit of extra time? An example of slowing down. A moment when you slowed yourself down, took in the moment. The microphones are out. Slowing down.
Thank you. I mean, I feel like my version of slowing down is honestly going and like playing a game. So, I was really stressed out about like coming back because I have a lot of final performances to do. And so like I sat down and I just like played Legend of Zelda for a little bit, but it is still technology, so
That's okay. It's your version of slowing down. Everybody support this lady over here with some snaps. Slowing down with a game. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else? I need some inspiration for slowing down because it's something that I struggle with a lot.
Okay.
Thanks, Angelique.
Something that I did, something that I did was
Sweet.
I spent like so many hours playing board games with my family. Um, and yeah,
Games.
so it's a game as well, but it was like spent 4 hours playing Risk only for us not to finish the game. And so that was really slowing down because usually I'd want to finish the game and go and do whatever I want, but we sat and played for a long time.
I really love what you were saying about not getting to an ending point, too. That slowing down, sometimes there is no end. It's just the process. Thanks for sharing. Who else? Angeli, yay. Not working? Here, I can get you. Yeah.
like the rest of the day. I feel like this morning was a great way for everyone to slow down, have a pause, maybe sleep in a little bit, help reset you for the next couple weeks, and just make sure we enjoy the beautiful first full snowfall here in State College.
Yes. Snaps for the snow day this morning. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing.
A moment I kind of slowed down was for Thanksgiving dinner. We went around the table and said what we were all thankful for, and it's kind of just a nice moment.
That's awesome. Yeah. Expressing gratitude is a great way to slow down. Well, thank you for that inspiration about slowing down. I think it's so tremendously important And again, as I was sharing before, it's something I really struggle with because of just the pace of life. I feel like there's always more to do. And so playing games, expressing gratitude, and just like taking in those little moments, like getting that message that you're going to have more time in the morning, are great representations of being able to just take a pause in life. So as I said before, maybe when my microphone wasn't working, today's class is about understanding technology and its impact on humanity. It's a big topic, and I did the best that I could to bring some things forward. And I'm hoping that this will be like a conversation so that you all who are growing up with more technological tools than anybody ever has on Earth can contribute your thoughts about this thing that's tremendously changing our world every second of every day. So moving back a few weeks ago, you had a Canvas discussion post about your perception of natural. Now, did anyone's response to their perception of natural include their smartphone or their laptop or their tablet? Anybody write about that in their Canvas discussion? I would like to hear from you. Let's get a microphone over here.
Hello. So in my discussion, I wrote that everything is natural because everything comes from the same elements. So even though it's man-made, it still comes from the stars, like we learned about in that one lecture. So I felt like making a distinction between artificial and natural is kind of a little arbitrary because it's like everything is made from something, so it's natural.
So some support with some snaps. It's a great point. Everything in this room, everything that you have on your bodies, everything that's in these digital devices all comes from this planet. And so in a way, it is natural, these devices that we have. As I was preparing for this lecture, I was reading an essay that my friend sent to me who's studying Japanese philosophy. And it was an essay written by Miki Koyoshi. And he discussed the problem of technology being seen generally as unnatural and inorganic. Said that that was a barrier to what we can do with technology, not seeing it as natural. Which, what's your name? Daniel. As Daniel was saying, like everything does come from the earth. It's all natural. It's all organic. But yet we see these things as separate from ourselves, as inorganic. Okay, I'm also going to ask for someone who has a laptop. Who has a laptop in their bag? Raise your hand. Okay, we got a bunch of people. You're on the end here. Would you be able to pull it out? Okay, this is gonna require some vulnerability, which you've been practicing, but can you go to your screen time?
Oh, what's where do you even go for that?
So you go to your settings, you go down here. Where's your,
I don't know. I gotta. Oh, I don't.
wait, minimize this here.
Here?
We're doing some, no, minimize your screens here.
Oh.
Like this, and minimize that. Okay, do you have like the bar? Okay, go down to settings. We got it. We're just working some technological difficulties here. Screen time, there it is. So go to that.
Where is this?
So just go right there and say,
$8 yesterday.
Okay, 8 hours, 50 minutes. And so that's including
I was shopping.
you were shopping.
Yeah.
Okay, you were shopping, everybody. 8 hours, 50 minutes. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Okay, everybody, pull out your phones, get to your screen time, and don't be sending any text messages here. We're in class still. So we got the 8 hours, 50 minutes over here. How many people? Okay, get that open. And how about you put your hand on your head when you have your screen time up? All right, everybody listening, hand on your head when you get your screen time. Okay, I see some people that are already like drawn into the technology. They're like already like on Instagram, like looking at their profile. Make sure you're putting your hand on your head. Okay, how many people, attention up here, have 2 hours or more screen time? Okay, look around. 4 hours, keep your hands up, 4 hours or more. 6 hours or more. Keep them up, raise them high. 7 hours. 8 hours. 9 hours. Aiden, what are you doing on your phone? 10 hours? Okay, all right, 10 hours. 11 hours? Okay. Okay, this person in the back. Wait, what is yours?
Lassie.
32 hours? Oh my God. Oh, that's okay, it's okay. All right, hold on. How many, do you mind sharing? 12 last week? Okay. All right. So let's just say here, let's go with a median. I would say like 7 hours, 7.5 hours was kind of like the median that I was seeing with hands raised. If we're spending on average that amount of time on our phones, that's not even like using your computers. Now, if you go on your computer, you can see maybe your combined screen time with your phone and your computer. Isn't being on technology natural at this point for us? See a nod back there? I'd like to hear from you. Is that okay? You said yes.
It's become natural for us. It's been implemented into all of our lives here at college. A lot of things are on the computer. A lot of things are done on our phone. A lot of people send emails from their phone now or computer, like whichever one. But I feel like it's become a part of our natural lives.
Awesome. Does anyone see it as unnatural? And want to create some healthy dissent in the room?
I see it as unnatural because I feel like we were never meant to do this as humans. Like we were never meant to stare at like our screen for that many hours. Like we're supposed to be talking to other people. We're social creatures or doing things that make us feel productive. And maybe once in a while, doing something on your phone or your laptop will make you feel fulfilled. And maybe it's part of your job, but I just feel like to me it feels unnatural. Yeah.
So you specifically mentioned looking at a screen that's unnatural versus interacting with the world around you. I hear you. I hear you. Because I mean, there's natural and then there's habitual, which I feel like, what's your name in the back who just spoke? Katie was talking about that. How it's like habitual But is it really natural? Are we supposed to be looking at a screen for so many hours every day? It's an interesting question, and I don't know the answer to it, and I don't think anybody does know the answer to it. But in our evolution, we haven't been doing this. It's unlike anything that we've ever experienced as human beings. So in your notes, on your note page for today, I want you to write down your definition of technology. So I should hear some shuffling to get your notebooks out. Write down your definition. If you were to define technology, what is that? And now, even if, I'm up here, I'm seeing some people writing things down. Maybe that's not you to write things down. I want you to share with your neighbor. Compare your definitions, technology. Invite you to talk to the lovely person sitting next to you.
Anything powered by electricity.
Cool. Okay. Inventions and electricity.
Well,
That encapsulates a lot. Yeah. Nice. Did that what did you write down? That was exactly what you said? Cool.
Yeah, he wrote down electricity, I wrote down inventions, so it was kind of
Sweet. Collaboration.
pretty much.
Great.
Anything.
Ooh, a way to communicate and learn. That's really interesting. I love that. Cool. Sweet.
Oh.
How do you see technology? What do you say?
It's like anything created by humans that make our lives easier and more efficient.
Yeah, more convenient.
So I feel like there's a lot of things that can be like considered technology besides like just electronics and media and all that stuff.
Cool. Would you mind sharing
I was
with
just
everybody?
like even like a chair, for example. Like I think
Yeah.
that's technically technology.
Totally.
Give this girl the mic.
Totally. Would you mind saying it?
Speak quite true.
Actually.
Let's do it.
Okay, everybody. We're going to come back together. And we're going to start with one definition of technology over here.
I just said it's anything created by humans that make our lives more efficient.
Nice. Yeah, so efficiency is important. What things are we not including in the definition from that? That was a wonderful definition. Somebody over here. What's your name again?
Oh, mine's Reagan.
Reagan.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Here you go.
Thank you. We were actually talking about we got onto the topic of like previous machines, so like the lever, the pulley system, things like that. And we're like, aren't those natural? And wouldn't that also be considered technology because that's man-made, that was scientifically made to help humans? And so like wouldn't that be considered natural also? Because like technology, wouldn't it be considered technology and also natural?
Yeah, like possibly. I don't know.
I mean, like we were just going back and forth about whether or not it would be.
Anybody have thoughts? Would the pulley system, the wheel, would that be considered technology? Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do y'all think? I see a lot of thumbs up. Yeah, so technology is pretty expansive. It includes a lot. I agree that I think that that would be technology, and also written language, spoken language is technology that we've created to communicate with one another. There was a definition about technology over here that it's something that helps you communicate and learn. So yeah, I think that technology is very, very broad. It's like making things. There's often like a means to an end with technology, that you put your clothes in the washer and then you expect them to be done and be able to pull them out and put them in the dryer. An application of science. And science is a transformation of technology. And it also, one definition that I came across that was interesting is it's an expression of human intentionality. So whatever we intend to happen in our world, we can create technological innovation to make that thing happen. So there's intention behind technology as well, maybe. So just to kind of talk about, I was reflecting a lot on my own lifetime of technology and how digital technology has influenced my life so much in more ways that I can even comprehend. I remember my mom's laptop that she had when I was like 9 years old, and it weighed like 20 pounds. And now I just can pull my laptop out of my bag, almost weighs nothing. I remember playing Snake on her Nokia phone. Did anyone's parent have a Nokia phone? Raise your hand. Snake, it's a good game. Watching videotapes in my family room. Getting my first flip phone. The transition from dial-up to high-speed broadband, it changed how everyone accessed information and entertainment. I was 9 when the first iPhone was released in 2007, and the rise of the Android operating system integrated communication systems, music, and internet all in one. And then there was a further expansion of entertainment that is possible on these. We are deep in what a lot of philosophers call the second machine age. Computers and other digital advances are doing for mental power what steam engines did for muscle power during the Industrial Revolution. These smartphones that we have take about 3,000 gallons of water per phone to produce. There are 30 elements that are present in these things. And we're all using them. So what is it getting from you? I want you to talk to your neighbor. What's technology getting from you? What do you think? What's technology getting from you? I know, right? Isn't it crazy to think about?
Yeah, that technology gets from us.
Yeah. Nothing.
Just ages.
Just ages. Okay. Would you be willing to share that on the microphone? No? Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Real thing.
What is technology getting from you?
Like I'm using it and it's getting its use. I don't know how to describe it.
Getting its use?
Yeah, like since I'm using it, it's being useful. Does that make sense? Like without it, then it wouldn't. Without me,
So I
it
want
wouldn't be getting used.
Yeah.
Like without humans.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to think deeper. What does that use look like? What are you contributing to it to give it use?
Like the screen time that I'm on it. That's the use.
Content creation. Do you have an Instagram?
I do.
Snapchat? Do you use AI?
Not regularly, but
You have.
yeah.
So all those inputs going in there. The use.
To use all of those.
Yeah. Sweet. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come back together. What's technology getting from you? What's technology getting from you? Who wants to share?
My group was talking about time. Takes a lot of our time.
Absolutely. Technology is taking our time. What else?
Technology is taking our information. It knows where I live, where my friends live, my preferences in like music and like everything. Yeah, we talked about that and how it's really scary.
So yes, it takes a lot of your data. I was reading a book in preparation for this, and I was talking about that your choices have been pre-programmed, or at least directed by algorithms as well. So algorithms sort users into precise demographic categories, and then they prod us towards customized micro-targeted troughs. They call them feeds, right? On Instagram, it's your feed. It's very interesting. And they reformulate these recipes for your attention on the fly, responding to your learning and your reactions to different things. So that's such a great point that you made, Aiden, about there's a lot of data that's going in that's coming from you. What else? Anything else? Yeah.
Okay, I actually have two things to say. The first one, I already forgot it. But the second thing that I was going to say is that, like, I'm studying music in school and performing in person, and I talked about with my roommates all the time that like the rise of digital music and recorded music like takes away so much from the job market as a musician because like in the 1900s going to the opera was like the thing and only the elites got to do that and like like seeing live performance was just so special and rare and now you don't even have to pay $1.29 for a song on Apple anymore. You can just get the subscription. Like the like recording music and like that whole technology stream just like changed that entire world and it made it so that more jobs exist in less artistic like situations. Like there's more like technology music jobs that don't include like necessarily artistic creativity. So there's that. But then another thing that I noticed with what you were talking about with the algorithm is that it takes away a lot of like the other side of things. And I was just talking with Emma and she was saying how like you could say something out loud and then your phone will show you a million ads for the thing that you said. But then also I noticed that like with politics and stuff, if you have a political feed, it's pretty much just preaching to the choir because you're going to watch the videos that resonate with you and you're not going to see the ones that don't. And so like I didn't really gain a lot of political perspective until I came to school and I was with other people who didn't think like me and I was friends with them and I listened to their opinions because I'm not shown that on social media and my phone doesn't give that to me because I don't spend enough time looking at it.
So true. That's such a great point. Major snaps. Yeah, that like through these algorithms giving you this specialized content that they know you're going to click on, even though we have more access to information, we are pigeonholed into only having access to the information that we know we're going to click on. And so with this creates, you have access, but you only choose to see what you agree with, what you're comfortable with, what you believe in, and you're not really expanding your mind because your algorithm is trained to hook your attention. And so my next question is, can we blame these algorithms for the polarization we are seeing in society? Can we blame the algorithms that train our minds for the polarization that we see in society? It's a big question.
So I actually kind of did a study on this, and it partially is the algorithm's fault, depending on what platform you're using. Like TikTok specifically, you don't even have to like the content for it to start showing it up in your feed as long as you engage with it. But it also is partially your own fault because if you are constantly seeking that content or you're seeking some form of, like, even in politics, something political is going to start showing you more and more of that stuff because you are actively going in and engaging on that willingly.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like it's amazing that you had the opportunity to do this study, to see it firsthand and be able to think critically about this problem. And it sounds like awareness is really important, how you're engaging with it and whether you are choosing and what you are choosing to take in. Is that kind of like what you were saying? Okay. The other thing that we didn't talk about is inputs. And so another thing that technology gets from us is all the content that we are creating that I was talking a little bit to you about, these inputs. Everything you post online, everything that you interact with is going in. And there's a term that was coined called playber. So on Minecraft, you can change the code of the game to make it more interactive, and users can do that, can change the code. And so kids are doing that in Minecraft, and they call it playber because while they're playing with this software, they're increasing the value of somebody else's intellectual property. And when you are interacting with Snapchat, with Instagram, with any social media platform, all of the content that you are inputting is increasing the intellectual property of the people who created the platform. So playber is the term that talks about those inputs. So what can we do? We heard a little bit about being analytical with our choices, but how should digital technology be developed and utilized to maximize the well-being of people and the planet? I want you to talk to your neighbor. I'll say it again because I know it's not on the screen. How should digital technology be developed and utilized to maximize the well-being of people and the planet? Talk to the lovely person sitting next to you. What do you think your role is in this? Again, the question is, how should digital technology be developed and utilized to maximize the well-being of people and the planet? Do you have thoughts? How should we maximize the well-being of people and the planet through digital technology?
Make it one more time.
How should digital technology be developed and utilized to maximize the well-being of people on the planet?
At least for me, try to use more as much more than using like such as stuff like when I'm learning language, more like I use yeah, I like doing a lot of I'm also trying to it's mainly realize that was a
So it sounds like you're saying that it's important to utilize technology to enhance your own capabilities in the best way possible, and not just allow technology to use you.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think technology, yeah, that's not gonna do anything. Find a better way to keep awesome.
Totally. Yeah. Do you have anything to add? You said scrolling.
Yeah, scrolling on your phone is not gonna help you. Also, I think use like scrolling laptop type and learn new stuff. It's gonna be way better for you than just scrolling.
Yeah, powerful. Cool. Do either of you want to share? No. Okay. Okay. Thanks for sharing with me. Okay, let's come back together. I can't wait to hear what you came up with. Thoughts? How should digital technology be developed and utilized to maximize the well-being of people on the planet? The biggest question of the day. No answer is wrong. It's just talking. I have a few that I can share. Unless people are like, maybe, maybe not, maybe. One that I was talking to these lovely gentlemen over here about was developing critical thinking. And that kind of goes into the awareness that was discussed earlier. To be sure that you have the knowledge surrounding what these technologies are capable of and doing to your internal system, especially all of you that are going to have children someday. Understanding what these technologies are capable of. Just recently in Australia, they made it so that people under the age of 16 can't have a mobile phone because of the development of the human brain. And so until you're 16, you can't get your phone, but then they think that once you get to that age, you're able to reason through things a little bit better, and you can make decisions for yourself. One thing that I came across a lot is developing empathy by increasing education around intentionality and reflection. And so, as Molly was saying earlier, we have access to a lot of information, but the algorithms kind of pigeonhole us into this one way of thinking. And so realizing that and trying to broaden your understanding of things can be helpful. Are there any more that came up for you all? Okay.
No, I think one thing that we talked about was just kind of like getting out of your comfort zone on social media. Because I feel like when everyone's like going on like certain apps, like they're only like going to like watch like certain types of videos, give likes to certain videos, and those videos are going to keep like popping up if you're like watching them and like liking them. And we even talked about like how your phone like will have like a conversation like in real life, and then like it'll something about it will pop up like on like your TikTok feed or something. But like just like branching out of like your comfort zone on social media and like exploring different things will like advance your mind in like certain ways instead of like being oriented on like one like thing that you're like looking for when you go on your phone and everything.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like tapping into the learning side a lot more versus like the recreation side could definitely help.
Hmm.
Um,
What do you mean by that?
oh, just like it's like I feel like it would be a lot better. I don't know if anybody has seen Astro Boy, but like in the movie, this like future movie, school is like all done by robots. Like all the teachers are robots. Like they basically learn on like an iPad or whatever. And it's like, that's not good for like educators, of course. But I think something like that could work. Like, if you're gonna have technology at a young age, like, if the only thing you can have access to is like, I don't know, doing like math problems, I guess that's like an extreme example, but like I feel like that's better than just being able to like access YouTube or like all of like Google at like 7 years old, or just like I don't know, like something where it's more like I guess beneficial. I don't know.
Something else that I also think play a part into it is like open mindedness because if you don't have an open mind to really like check that stuff out on social media, then you're probably not gonna really see it. Because if we like I know TikTok, I don't know if it's just my TikTok, but I got like a STEM section. Yeah, I never go on it. And it's just like that's just because that's not really what I'm kind of open to seeing. So that's what I was saying. Like it's kind of like up to us too, because you gotta really have that open mind to try to explore. Because if you like what's on your feed, then that's what you want to keep seeing popping up. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Mindedness.
Another thing I was thinking about was just how much the internet has changed like over time. Like the thing that you're talking about with Australia and like the 16, you can have a phone. Because I mean, I had an iPad when I was a kid, and I feel like I turned out pretty fine. But my best friend, her younger brother, like his biggest role model was Jake Paul when he was a kid. So I feel like it's definitely an interesting way, like how things have turned out and how much more exposure younger kids have to, like, I don't know, just how much things have changed, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Changed so quickly. Thanks for sharing.
Another thing is like realizing that not everything you see is going to be true. Like you could post, it's so easy to post something that's just absolutely false. I could say that the earth is flat right now and just put it on the internet, and then everyone would just believe me because a lot of people just don't fully think it through or just believe anything they say. So just like looking at anything you see on the internet with a lens of like, this might not be true, or like fact checking things would really help.
Absolutely. One more.
I was just thinking about if you get your news from social media, like one thing that you could do is look at the same event from multiple different sources to get perspective because there could be like bias leaning one way or the other way. So if you get your news from multiple sources, it can give you more well-rounded, understanding of what was actually going on.
Absolutely. Open-mindedness, realizing what is changing in your life, getting sources for things and making sure that they're valid sources, being a critical thinker when you are consuming media, understanding that these algorithms are designed that way, focusing more on learning rather than recreation when you're using these tools. And our development has always depended upon this technological advancement. It's not going anywhere. And we have to find a way to work with it. And it's also always led to environmental destruction up to this point. We've always worked against nature to try and tame nature, to try and get it out of our way so we can continue building, so we can continue progressing, so we can continue this wave of progress. But how are we really doing internally? Are these technologies supporting our well-being? supporting your mental health and your physical health? These are questions that you all sitting in these seats are going to be a part of shaping the answer for the next generations. Because you know a lot more about technology than even I do. And then your kids are going to know a lot more about technology than you do. And so we have to start making technology organic and natural. Start working with nature instead of against nature. And hopefully within our lifetimes, we'll see that. The integration of nature within technology, the enhancement of well-being and spirituality within our technologies, so that we can enhance our whole well-being within the devices that we have. I'm going to leave you all with a quote by Manuel Castells. He wrote multiple books on digital communication. He says, "Power does not reside in institutions, not even the state or large corporations. It is located in the networks that structure our society." Your discussion question will be posted. I really struggled with choosing one. There are going to be a couple that you can choose from, and I'm really looking forward to hearing your responses to it. Thank you.
Good one.
I was really struggling though, like coming up with how to structure it because it's so broad.
It's so broad. It's good though.